Now, the story is definitely coming from a place of, trueness, a place of genuine feeling. However, I have drank a full bottle of Crown. Opening up, our story begins with Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and their, I want to say squad commander, Albert Wesker, and Barry Burns. What's his last name? Oh no, I want to say it's Barry Burns. I really think it's BB. And they're beginning to recover a team that had lost since... I don't know why you would send Bravo team before Alpha team, but they sent Bravo team first. And they got no communication, so they sent Alpha team. And that's where our game begins. You find their crash... Is it a crash helicopter or just like where they're like last transmission? I'm not 100% sure. Upon finding whatever they find, one of their members, whose name... he probably does have a name, and I bet if you Googled it, it would be like, oh, Joseph. You know? It'd be like, oh yeah, Joseph. Joseph gets eaten by dogs. He gets torn to shreds. But Alpha team decides to run away from the dogs that are eating people, obviously. And you hold up in a mansion outside of Raccoon City. You don't really know what's going on. Team's missing. One of your friends just got his face bitten off. And it's funny is if you go open the doors right after you come into the mansion, you get your face eaten off by dogs because they run inside the house after you open the door. So you don't do that. Don't open the main doors. You still don't realize what's going on. Your team is already split up. And they're the team that's supposed to find the other team. And you stumble upon several dead members of the other team as you're going throughout this mansion. Jill doesn't see Chris, and Chris doesn't see Seal. Or Seal? Chris Redfield. He does not see Jill. You'll choose your character, who you play on through this story of saving Bravo team and finding out what's happening. Your first encounter with a zombie, you stumble upon one of the members of Bravo's team. And he's getting his face bitten off. He's definitely already dead. Definitely already dead. Still being chewed on by a zombie. You don't know this is a zombie, but if you're playing as Jill and you get Barry, he's just in a cutscene. He shoots a zombie, kills a zombie for you. If you're playing as Jill, which apparently I think is the easier start, because one, you find more ammo, and two, she knows piano. So you finally unlock the door, and then you're like, oh, you gotta play piano. It's like, well, Chris Redfield doesn't know how to fucking play piano. He doesn't know the difference between an F major and an F minor. He doesn't know. But he meets a member of Bravo team who's still alive. And I think dare I say, she's the only living member of Bravo's team. And she knows piano, because of course. And she plays a piano piece where you find the sheet music. You find the sheet music for it. And it opens secret passageways. Again, who the fuck owns a mansion that has secret passageways that are opened by piano? They search throughout this mansion and they find a shotgun. And upon finding that shotgun, a room will start. This is in the first floor of a mansion. These people, that's a big thing. No one normally does that. Hey man, this heirloom shotgun, which apparently is a thing, an heirloom shotgun, is sitting on the wall. And if you were to take it, well, the next room you walk in, the ceiling's gonna come down and crush you like a pancake. Jill, and I don't think this happens to Chris, she cowers on the floor and is like, someone help me, the door's locked, the wall's gonna crush me. And Barry, for Jill, comes and saves her, kicks down her door, pushes it open, and pulls her out right before she gets flattened. They make terrible puns. Like, you would get pulled out from that room and be like, wow, you almost got made a Jill sandwich. And, you think that's a knee slapper on paper, but in reality, you're like, oh, shut the fuck up, Barry. There's one member of Bravo's team who happens to be alive in this mansion, and you stumble upon him as he got bit by a giant poisonous snake. Giant poisonous snake. After you stumble upon this live member, he got bit by a snake, and you need to go get him like antibodies because it's a poisonous snake. And every time you get bit by a poisonous snake, you need to go to a hospital. So, unlike me, you should go get anti-poison immediately, bring it right back to him, or he'll die. And you haven't seen the snake at this point. You've still only seen the bite marks. And if a man's shoulder blade, chest, and like middle torso have bite marks all throughout it, like one giant bite mark, you can assume that the thing is fucking huge. And it's fucking huge. And they make you fight it. But then they also have traps, like puzzle traps, which I understand the sense of gaming when you're like, player needs a puzzle so you can use his brain, solve the shit. But it's like, what if you were living in that house and you're like, man, I really need that emblem to get over to the courtyard or whatever it is, and you're like, but there's poisonous gas and I ain't got a gas mask. You will get these keys. You will slowly piece together the story, and I think Resident Evil is really good at like giving you little pieces of story or like little bits of furthering the story. It's like there are 20 rooms and you went into 19, but that last room had a key that unlocks like 3 other rooms. And it's like, yeah, once you get that key, you're like, fuck yeah, finally. Fuck that zombie on the second floor that's like charging at me and shit. You know, anyone that has arachnophobia, this is not the video for you. There are like 6-foot fucking spiders. Dude, if I saw a spider that big, you know how I'd shit myself? Dude, I would, if it cocooned me in a web, I would be freaking, that would be what made me freak out. I can deal with a lot of shit. Giant ass shark. That's where Neptune comes from. I don't want to say in the middle of it because like that room is specifically obviously made for like aquatic creatures. So that shark tries to eat you fucking alive as you try and solve puzzles to figure out how to drain all the water in that room to kill sharks. And I don't think it even kills it. It just kind of like incapacitates it because sharks can't do shit out of water. It's strange because a shark in water is like advanced predator, like it's gonna kill you. But out of water, you're like, oh, it's like a fucking Magikarp. It's just flopping around. It ain't shit. You start finding all these puzzles, bookcases that open up with, you know, it's funny that you like, you know, you dick with books so many times that you open a bookshelf and you're like, oh, I wonder where that door leads. And it leads to a giant plant that wants to fucking eat you. And you're like, why the fuck did I come here? Like, why am I doing here? This game doesn't give a shit about what you think. Have you ever thought of a Venus flytrap eating insects? Think of a giant room-sized plant eating humans. They made that shit in this mansion. You know, this game's all over the fucking place. A hunter, which is basically just a snake person. They're fast as fuck. They're dangerous as fuck. And they'll eat your asshole. They will. And you've come back to the mansion because you still don't have enough keys to unlock the door because a normal person has 4 to 5 keys to unlock every door in his house, which is fucking dumb. And you end up, finally getting a key. I think it was the shield key was the last key. Once you get that key, you can finally unlock the last rooms in the mansion. And then the mansion, it leads you to the underground. And the underground is a location that has yet another member of Bravo team. And his name is Enrico. The thing I feel bad with Enrico is once you find Enrico, you're like, oh, another person. Thank God. Someone with conversation topics. Well, as you're talking to him, he gets shot in the fucking chest and dies. And she like barely reacts. She doesn't even notice. She's like barely like, oh no, Enrico has died. I am drunk. Afterwards, you find yourself in the laboratory where all all the tests started, all the experimentation with people began. Once in the lab, you realize that there's not really power to anything. It's lab, but there's no electricity going on. There's no things aren't operating. You find a jail cell, and Jill's captured or Chris is captured. And you can go in certain rooms, you find keys. Allow you certain rooms, you can free the person. However, we did not. I call bullshit. At one point, he said was electronic mechanism has been unlocked. Once you start these events in the laboratory, you end up to the point with Albert Wesker, and you're like, oh shit, what up, Albert? You're the captain. What the fuck are we supposed to be doing in this lab? And he's like, nah. Turns out, I've been manipulating Barry this whole point to kill you, and somehow you've managed to live. This creature, which is called a tyrant, which is a you know what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? Hazardous, yes. That starts attacking you, and it's funny when the monster comes alive to attack you. Not only does it attack you, but it attacks Albert, who sequences it into existence, and you fight it then and there. And after you kill it, Barry's like, hey, sorry I didn't tell you the truth, but Wesker was manipulating me. He was gonna kill my daughter and yada yada. And you're like, Barry, I understand. STARS members for life. And you start trying to flee this laboratory. And as you're fleeing the laboratory, you have to find pieces to get elevators working. And you're like, why on earth would they put a fuse box in the middle of a corridor when it was connected to the elevator in that same corridor? But whatever. Someone, hashtag fucking Albert Wesker, he sets the self-detonation to the mansion. You have 3 minutes. And you're like, alright, well, if I got 3 minutes, I need to get up off this fucking mansion. So you get to the roof. And once you're at the roof, the helicopter dude, whose name I can't fucking remember, calls you on the radio and is like, hey, send some flares. So you send some flares, and right after you send some flares, Barry shows up and he's like, hey, get the fuck up out of here. And Tyrant shows up, the motherfucker that you already killed once. He shows the fuck up and he's like, I'm gonna stop you. And eventually, the helicopter dude throws you a rocket launcher. And not only is it a rocket launcher, but it's like a 4-tier rocket launcher. It shoots 4 rockets at once. What kind of motherfucking rocket launcher shoots 4 rockets at once? And it's funny. You could be right next to the motherfucking shoot, and it cuts to a cutscene, and you're a huge distance away all of a sudden, and your rocket directly hits him, explodes him to bits, because human matter can't, handle explosions. And that's how your game ends. The helicopter comes down and it saves you. And depending on the choices you've made, giving Barry his gun back, deciding whether or not you wanted to save Richard or take a nap, you end up in a helicopter flying away as the mansion and the behind areas explode. And that's the story of Resident Evil. Director's cut.
If you had to give someone who hasn't played any of the Resident Evil, they're about to play Resident Evil for the first time, what one advice would you give them?
Shoot the fucking zombies till they dead. I ended with 100 handgun ammo and 12 grenade launcher ammo. We could have killed all of the zombies and had a much easier time. So just fucking kill them. Fight that rage. Just kill things. Kill everybody.